Salute to you. I am J Revolution, and you are tuned into or listening to the informative podcast series Tips. In studio today, I am excited and quite grateful because they had a busy schedule to invite and welcome a couple of creative entrepreneurs who also happen to be a married couple. Together, they have been making waves through the visual arts and film industry locally and abroad. And they're also taking the country by storm, or should I say by snack, through the innovative product, Rheem Granola. Please join me in welcoming Stephen and Rheem Taylor. Y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all. But let me start
That
one
is
time.
intro, boy. Wait.
Let me start by getting some
think
tips
so.
one time. Because y'all informed me of your schedule here. Y'all already been to Massey. You went to support the Folklore Festival.
Yep.
Right? In Sandy Hill. And now y'all are here. And you'll have to go to Yuma after.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching. This is how the grind goes in real time. They also informed me that this is their first podcast appearance.
Correct.
So, for that major gratitude. So folks, before we get into any of the nitty-gritty, we understand that this podcast is meant to create a blueprint for people to truly understand the ins and outs of business and creative processes. Luckily for you all, we have kind of a bit of both because you all had this product hands-on. You all built it. So let's begin. I mean, what inspired you guys to do this? I'm joking. That's no more question. That's no more question. No, but for real, anybody who's been following you all know that you all make gourmet granola. But my thing is, before you all even realize that this could be a business, was there some sort of testing that was done, any back and forth with the recipe from consumers to yourself that would have, caused any changes in the recipe, or, what was the process of taking it from the stove to the sale?
Yeah.
Let's get that in briefly.
Well, first off, we were just making it for home.
Right.
We were having granola that you purchase wherever you purchase your granola. And we just realized that the ingredients wasn't great.
Right.
Either too dry, too hard. You might get a 1 raisin, 2 peanuts, and that's it, you're lucky. But we wanted something that had more ingredients that were actually useful to your body and were actually gourmet. And we went into the kitchen and decided on what we think tastes good. We don't want it too sweet. We want to have a variety of ingredients. And essentially, we literally just put it together in the kitchen, baked it off on a small oven, and that's how Rheem Granola started.
Excellent. Rheem, tell me, it's Rheem Granola. So, but I made the assumption from the words Rheem Granola that Rheem just said, I don't do the pandemic.
Aboard.
Yeah. I gonna make some granola. Was it really you formulating the recipe, or was it a team effort? And the next question is, what made you realize that, hey, I want to brand this Rheem Granola and I want to sell this? Talk to me.
Well, it's always a team effort with Stephen, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Can't do this without him at all. But initially, it was just Stephen had actually gone to the doctor just for a regular checkup, and we found out that he had high cholesterol now.
Right.
Y'all can't see him in the audience right now, but however, he's a very sexy small man, so we're really...
Bullets! Trinidad! Yeah.
Yeah. That's wife.
Yeah.
That's wife there.
That's wife.
So being that he wasn't a big guy, we were just really surprised, and obviously it freaked me out. The doctor said, "Oh, if you don't get this in control, you have to get on statins." And I'm like, "Oh God, you're gonna dead!"
Bro, she actually went in the car and cried.
I did.
And watched your boy and was like, "You're going." I was like, "No, bro, you're dramatic."
Yeah.
So then we enlisted a health coach and a nutritionist. We learned about the power of seeds, nuts, and oats.
Excellent.
Big up Ivory Hayes. Big up Ivory Hayes.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
And in that, we're buying stuff off the shelf, and we just found that those ingredients that were in the product was not really suitable to what Stephen's needs were. So we started kind of making our own. Obviously, pandemic, had a lot of downtime.
Right.
And so that's where it all came about.
Excellent. Is it that someone else tasted it and said, "Yo, y'all should sell this"?
Oh, yeah. Great question. So actually what happened was Stephen was in the home office and he actually printed out a label, which I didn't even know he was doing. He put my name on it and he posted it on Instagram.
Innovation.
It was gratitude. When
Innovation.
she was doing it for me, and with the health coach, I learned about the benefits of oats, seeds, nuts, and all of that, right?
Right.
So she was literally doing this for me religiously, boy. Like
Crazy.
I was just getting that. So before the pandemic, she stocked up on a bulk product.
Because he would like go through it and I was like, I done being in the kitchen every day, I'm gonna
So I come out and homegirl have the whole counter with kombucha, empty kombucha bottle with Rheem, with jam jar, any bottle she could find, juice jar, boom.
And I'm familiar with the counter, so that means it's probably a real organization that was taking place. Yeah.
So I went back saying, let me show some gratitude to wife. And I literally just went in Canva, big up on yourself, Canva. It's free and it's you could use it, it's versatile. That's one of the tips right there.
Yeah.
And I just put her name, Rheem Gourmet Granola. And the same logo we have today is the exact logo that I did 2 years ago.
Excellent.
I put it on the bottle and I walked out into the kitchen and say, hey, look your own granola. And then I took that and took a photo and posted it on Instagram and just asked people, yo, my wife making this granola, who want to try some? That was the beginning of Rheem Gourmet Granola.
Excellent. That's a good story.
So we were the first tasters, and to answer your question, we actually called one friend, Amanda and Keston. We like to call names. Like
Go ahead.
Amanda
Give me the candy. Give me the candy. Name drop.
They came that one jar of that strawberry jam jar that was empty, that we filled with Rheem. They came the night around 10 o'clock and bought our first jar.
Big up
Came
them.
right home. So,
Trinidad!
yeah.
Big up them. Excellent. Right. So after you realize that, okay, this product could be sold, right? I remember I saw a good amount of marketing, or should I say advertising rather, going into the product. I even saw the post where you said that you had high cholesterol. And I mean, I could relate at this point, not necessarily with the high cholesterol, but with that machine on your chest.
yeah.
I have a picture of myself in the mirror as well.
It's a seed.
With that machine on my
Scary.
chest for 48 hours. Can't bathe, you had a sponge. Worse, right? Okay, good. I noticed that you all started to do, testimonials of people trying the product. Were those customers or were that you giving out like samples for people to taste and get feedback in real time to kind of promote sales? What went on there?
Customers.
And some customers?
From
Awesome.
From Jump. Our friends, and as a thing, I don't know, with our circle of friends, they're really about support. Support
That's
doesn't
great.
mean just give me this, give me that. Like they're willing to show you, yes, I agree with this, or I love this, or I'm passionate about it, and they will support. So a lot of them would have extended, the name to their relatives and friends,
Right.
who would have started trying the Rheem. And one tip we will drop one time is when you're dropping a product, have a real easy access price. So
Right.
people have a low barrier to entry. Don't jump out and, well, this is $100. Nah. Low access price, and we actually charged it was $25 is when we first launched Rheem.
Right.
So people was picking that up by the hundreds.
Awesome. And were you all operating? I mean, okay. So first of all, did the demand in the beginning ever get out of control to the output?
Yes. This wasn't supposed to really be a thing. Like after you posted the first 2 days, we had 100 orders, and I was like, well, what is happening?
Wow. 100 orders?
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, it got wild. We keep telling people, and somebody told us we shouldn't say it's weird. We are pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
Now, if we go back to testing, because you have to find your idea. Yeah.
For sure.
Hold on, you need some love.
Yeah, you gotta get
Nah,
some.
when I open my mouth, when I open my mouth, but yeah, it's on you all
Questions
now.
are good. You open them
So,
up.
because I know we want to give tips.
Right.
Testing ideas happens all the time for me. I think
Right.
we always have ideas, but a lot of times we shoot it down. Nah, that shipping is nobody ain't go like that. There's always somebody somewhere who would love your idea, and then you multiply on that. So before the Rheem Granola, I actually designed a T-shirt called I Survived 2020.
Right.
And I had posted that out using the same Canva just to test. But I think it was too grim at the time. It was funny for some people, but it was too grim. And that didn't work. So I pulled that down. It doesn't hurt to test an idea, especially in this day and age. I didn't have to print a T-shirt. I didn't have to open a website and have a store and all of that. That didn't work. And then the Rheem was next. So I put that out. Let's see what people think. So that's what I want to drop. We always have so many good ideas. It doesn't hurt to test it, because you might just share one that people like. And that's why we're here today.
I know I gave you one Lex.
Yeah, boy.
That's one thing.
Wow.
All right. So all right. So okay. We at the point where demand started to get not necessarily out of control, but again, a pleasant surprise. Great. So were you all operating at a margin that it ever became strenuous, or was it always, I guess, worth the effort to continue and grind through those orders? Because you talk about the accessible price point. What was the margin always worth it, or was it kind of, this is a bit stressful?
Well, tell them about how we found out $25 wasn't great.
Well, yeah, the $25 wasn't quite the price point at the time that we were able to actually make margins on. But for me, though, and I guess for Stephen too, right, we would be able to offer that introductory price. However, you were able to kind of get new customers from that and eventually grow the product that way. It's a lot of money to actually invest into a product to build it from scratch. Of course. It's a lot of capital.
And what we also realized with that in terms of the margin, we didn't know how to accurately price out our product. We honestly didn't. We were just like, oh, well, this is oats, and how do you even price out the individual ingredients and the quantity to then come up with the whole price? Because it's not like it's not like red beans where it's just a pack of red beans.
A pack of red beans,
So we actually had help from another mentor who has like a retail chain who reached out and decided to help us. A lot of people reached out when they saw our energy and our drive to help, and he took time, one call, and help us break down how to piece together your granola by weight, by percentage. How much did you pay for this bag? All right, let's break it down. This is a fraction, etc., etc. And that's how we learned. So even though the $25, when we learned, oh, good, we really had a loss there, boy. We later realized, one, it's a good tactic and strategy to get people to try something that's brand new.
Yeah, of course.
So even though we raised the price because they had an easy access into the product and they appreciated it, we didn't lose customers.
Right.
They were willing to go the extra mile when we launched products that were, $40. When we launched products that were $65. And the biggest bag was $165.
Yeah.
And we realized that's when we realized, whoosh, this thing is quality that people want to support.
Yeah. Do you think people realize that, first of all, at $25, like, yo, this real cheap? Did anybody ever react? Because, I mean, I know some people who are in, like, the healthy eating space. I remember at least two of my friends seeing you and I say, yo, that kind of cheap, boy, what they doing, boy? You know what I mean? So, but that's excellent that you all were able to break that down. So going forward now, we're talking about making the granola. Do you all have like one consistent supplier, or is it that you all order maybe oats from this person, almonds from that person, etc., etc.? How does the supply chain now work?
That's a good question because it's ever evolving.
Right.
We always trying to make sure we are focused on our customer. We really don't want health to be held at ransom. Most times people like to put vegan and healthy things in the top shelf or in the bougie store.
Right.
We try not to do that. So for us, if our suppliers not really willing to play ball with the price points, then we have to find somewhere else that still has that quality and understands our mission.
Okay.
Our mission is to really feed the hearts of persons and make it accessible. Gourmet shouldn't mean exclusive.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Good.
So we do have different suppliers based on price points.
Based on price point.
Yeah.
So it rotates, or it's like one and then change, or it rotates?
You'll be surprised. Sometimes suppliers will just be like, oh yeah, we're raising it to $100 now. Oh, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I guess a good tip too would be like a 3-quote system. So always for all your
Right.
suppliers, at least have like 3 options. There's also supply chain during, the pandemic.
Yeah, it's true.
Some things actually went out of stock, so
True.
we have to stock up on stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And one tip, because I want to make sure we kind of give like practical stuff too, is remember when you're now starting off, nobody is seeing any value on what you could bring.
Right.
So when you go in and you're speaking to your supplier, you have to think about what is a win for them as well.
Yeah.
It's not always about you and you're naive. No, they don't want to hear that. They have a lot of people asking them that. So before you go to your supplier, whatever you're doing, think about what would be a value to them. And that is how you could negotiate your price points and get something that works for you too.
All right, excellent. I remember when you all signed your first deal.
I take it some points for that.
The deal.
Yeah, the deal.
Yeah. So tell me, well, of course, you all already mentioned that people started to reach out to you. Was that the case in this particular scenario as well?
100%. We must say, I guess this is us as a couple. We tend to put it out there. We'll talk about it. We'll pray about it. Big up God.
Yeah.
And
Trinidad! So God is our Trinity, so I'll put Trinidad.
And we genuinely would put it out there. And similarly, we were doing the work, putting it out there. We actually had an article in the Newsday.
Yes, that's true.
That big up the whole Grameen Theatre with the Rheem being on Hollywood Boulevard and stuff.
Yes.
And that was in the business newspaper. And somebody reached out to us from our distributor, Fine Line Distributors. And the rest is history. They reached out, they asked for our product, they sampled it across other granolas internationally and locally, and then they called back and said, nah boy, this is real good.
And they
We on
really
board.
went down and like inspecting it like with a magnifying glass to every grain and like, oh, what
Is
is
this
What
is this a
that?
salt granule
Yes.
here?
What is the texture of that?
Yeah. And we were the first product locally in their 30 years plus of business that they brought on.
Right.
So-
And this the person who signed this deal, remind me, let the public know who that deal was with.
That's with Fine Line Distributors. So
Right. So that was when they signed the Fine
yeah,
Line.
you
right.
know, we Fine Line signed us.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Biscram, Dimes, yeah, that's
Excellent.
the company.
So is that what gave you the gateway to the shelf now in the groceries and stuff like that, or was that another grind that you all had to get into?
Well, there's multi-tiered. I don't know if you want to talk about shells and planting seeds.
Yeah. So,
Right. I was not about to get into that because watch, just about 2-3 days ago, because like the content I'm trying to take in these days is really either science or talking about space, time, blah blah blah, or money. So you know the algorithm, YouTube trying to keep you on YouTube. So they started sending me clips of Shark Tank, and I'm like, I remember these guys weren't planting seeds.
Yeah.
Because Shark Tank is it's learning a bit of sensationalism, yes, and it's learning, but it's highly entertaining on how they talk about ideas and the critical feedback, the no games kind of feedback.
No games, yeah.
Go through your planting seeds experience, if you all don't mind. That episode aired because I kind of I don't really watch much TV, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, for us, during the pandemic, we of course everybody was locked up, but
Right.
people wanted orders, so we needed to find a way to get product to folks, and that's when we discovered planting seeds. So essentially, their platform was like a marketplace, but they also had delivery, etc. So for us, Planting Seed always trying to create a community of vendors. And fast forward to that, they had this amazing idea to have all the vendors basically pitch to the grocery chains.
Right.
And Stephanie Pemberton put this whole thing together where it was the first time we actually were in online meetings pitching to the head of Extra Foods, of Massey, True Value, etc. So it kind of happened in tandem. That was at the moment where the business community and the mass public was kind of getting a sense of Rheem granola. And so we started those relationships. They loved the granola. And yeah, one thing led to the next. Yeah. Bigger Planting Seeds.
Excellent. So right now, do you believe that you're at the price point that you could operate in a manageable margin? And is it still the both of y'all, or do you all have any kind of, either employees or independent contractors, etc., etc.? How is it right now in that sense?
I take that one.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's working out good. We finally figured out a balance, like Steven said, throughout these mentors that have come our way. That really helps with certain parts of the business that we obviously wouldn't have known about because this was never our industry at first. So in regards to the margins, we've been able to figure that out. And yes, expansion. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the post from the legendary stove, because we've used that stove as
Yes.
well. The legendary stove
Yes.
to the new digs.
Yes,
The
sir.
new digs. So we know progress is taking place,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Feel
y'all
that.
were just down at, you were down south, correct? Doing
Yeah.
a promotion.
Yeah.
What was that about?
So, after the wave of friends and family dies down,
Right.
you need to now share your product with the world. So the promotion on trade is what they call it in these supermarkets, is us telling people, yo, if you're not following us or you're not on Facebook, you need to know about this new product called Rheem granola. So we give people access to it, tell them the story, allow them to meet us. Another thing is a lot of businesses, people with ideas who want to bring their businesses forward, are ashamed to do things like this because they want to hire somebody right away. So
Oh, so wait, so hold on. Sorry to interrupt. So is it that y'all had a booth where y'all just were on foot?
we were on a booth. We had a booth that I
Right.
designed, and we were like literally promoting
Right.
your product, right?
Is that a portable booth you all have? That
Correct,
y'all
a
take
portable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That I think that's a tip.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that once you get permission, you could go set up this booth more or less anywhere and just promote the product?
Correct,
Right,
correct.
I find like that's
And I will say this,
that's a good idea.
and here this is where I think I want to leave this kind of tip. So we doing our stuff, and we had this conversation. It's like people would say. Stephen Taylor, like, he done with film, boy. Not smart now, boy.
I was about to move on to the excellent
not
segue.
smart now, boy, right? And some people would have made those jokes and mentioned it. And you got to remember, for anybody listening to this, you have to have your vision. Nobody's going to define who you are. You know what you're doing. Go out there, push your product. Your business would grow. Also, when you are out there in the front line, it's research. We now understand what scripts work, what strategies work, how we could be better in getting a customer to understand the value of the product. What if our clothing work, which positions in the grocery store. There's so much research. So when you're ready to expand and hire someone to take your place and that kind of thing, or now have 5 grocery stores having promotion at the same time, because you rolled up your sleeves and did it in those aisles and the lanes, you can then share valuable information. So don't be afraid.
You basically have a manual to hand to a future employee.
Correct, from your own self. Yeah.
I hear him too this time.
Yeah.
You also know like what to expect too, right? So if you've gone through it, then you would know like the expectations that you would have of somebody else.
Excellent.
That's also a good thing.
All right, so let's get into the branding section of things, right? Now, obviously, I don't want.
Big up Steven. Hold on already.
Wait. We only have a limited amount of bubs.
Well, if we run out of if this run out, then you know it's a good show, right? So let me get into the branding, right? Now, we want to break it down to a bit more of a technical space. So, was it a challenge to get, let's say, t-shirts of the ground, Rheem t-shirts? Where did you all get it printed? Is there any suppliers you all want to big up? Did you do it online, locally?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because I feel like it's so difficult for me. I ask a man how to print a t, and bro, I don't know why people don't like to share information in this country, you know.
Not I.
but yeah. So let's get into the branding. So let's how you big up Canva already for the logo.
Yeah.
You have on 2 Rheem t-shirts.
Yeah.
See how we have a V-neck there. We have a round neck,
Yeah.
big print, pocket size print.
Correct.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
do
we
you
went
get it?
to Ash Fashions. They also a couple, Andrea and Ash, and we connected.
amazing.
Yeah, they're real good. And the good thing about them, they understand small businesses, and
Right.
they understand small businesses and persons or entrepreneurs who have a main job and a side job. So they actually work after hours.
Ooh.
You know, most printer, they'll be like 8 to 4. Nah, them rocking 4 to 12 midnight.
Wow.
There are many times we would make our order 10 o'clock and be like, yo, y'all could link us tomorrow. And they are rocking with us. So they understand
Wow.
the value.
Ash
And-
Fashions.
Yeah, Ash
ASH?
Fashions. Big,
Yeah.
yeah, ASH.
Ooh, all right.
Big up yourself. So they've been from jump.
So I've never heard of Ash Fashion.
We
So there we go.
always- yeah,
So
yeah.
so yo,
Yeah.
that one there.
Yeah. All I use my coupon code.
That's one. No, if you listen,
Yeah, just say Rheem granola sent you.
for sure. No,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Because again, you just taught me about a supplier.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. So that's the juicy part of it. Now, when we talk about really positioning, the brand follows your name. Do people now really attach? Are you all trying to eventually kind of move your faces away from the brand, or do you think you guys will always be on the forefront like that?
That's a good question.
I mean, I think the granola itself is the brand. Like,
Right.
it's not us that we are trying to be the brand. I feel like it's its own influence. It stands on its own.
Right.
So, I don't think it would just be Steven and I. Of course, we would represent it.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah.
But what we do though is granola, people could easily put it in the specialty section or the healthy section. But what we're trying to create is a lifestyle and a community. So it's not just about oats. It was never about oats. It's about knowing that, hey, my brethren, we are all on this healthy lifestyle balance, and this energy that we're presenting, that's what we want to sort of package in this oats, and you can have that experience as well.
All right, excellent. Now on to more branding questions. That boost boy.
Big up.
Wale got that boost boy. I find that as such an excellent. I have never had a problem hitting the streets promoting something.
People be shame. It's a shame thing, innit? Yeah,
You know what? And I feel like you're absolutely right. But I hope that in the future, because I'm seeing we are entering an age where vlogging or a camera or hey, right now we here is getting kind of normalized.
Yes.
So I feel like people promoting a product eventually might be. I would love us to become a society where, because in countries like LA, men on the side of the street dancing and had a hat on the floor for you to
No,
get money, and
correct.
everybody, that's a success story in the making as far as
Correct.
anybody concerned. I feel
Correct.
like success stories in Trinidad need to start where, you're big, I's a man.
Correct.
Or just out there and
Correct.
no. But I'm interested in our booth. Talk to me about our booth.
Yeah, well, so once again, we were promoting,
On foot at one time.
on foot, yeah.
In the aisles.
In the aisles, yeah. And we just, once again, learning, we realized that people have a perception of what a product a professional product or a legit product should be or feel or look like. So if you want to play with the big boys, as they
Right.
say,
Bamba
you have to,
or
you
whatnot,
want
yeah.
to bamba with them. You have to look around and realize, okay, what are we missing? Okay, this boot is helpful. Why? There's a presence. Also, if somebody is walking through the aisles and they don't want to come near to you, they could easily glance over and check the information on the boot.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
It also just legitimizes your business.
Where you all got that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I designed the booth.
Right,
And
excellent.
we got it at, I think it's Great, GRA, Link TT. Yeah, this is our newest supplier. So that was kind of funny thing. But you all could always reach out to us.
They spell great, but GRA-TT or something like that.
Yeah,
GRA.TT.
yeah. Sorry
All
for,
right.
for messing it up, guys.
That's all right. That's
Yeah.
okay.
They're the
Don't
latest
worry,
supplier on board.
I go find it and
Yeah.
I'll put it on screen.
Yeah.
No way. So that's excellent. I love that booth idea because I think to sell anything, you could probably have a booth like that. Even as t-shirts,
Correct.
you wanna market people. Yeah, you could come and offer video services as well around booth. You could do it
Correct.
anywhere. I find that's an excellent
Correct.
idea.
Even when we went to do something with the Cotton Tree Foundation, because we also been doing a lot of sponsorship events and stuff.
Right.
One of the guys was like, "Bro, I could use this for my DJ booth, bro. This real
Yeah.
hard." Yeah.
Right. No, I think it's
Yeah,
excellent.
so-
I think that's excellent. Still on branding,
Yep.
working with influencers. One of the first pictures, I think probably your second or third, was just voice. I mean, I know he probably wasn't signed on as an influencer, but you all were getting leverage from, of course, familiar faces, celebrities. So, besides getting maybe a plug or a picture with a celebrity, influencer signing on to push your product. How has that experience been?
That's a experience as well. I know for me, I'd be talking more about this side because that's like my world.
Right. Yeah, of course. I
With
understand.
it, once again, in terms of opportunities and collab, we really work with people who are authentic. If you don't like the product, don't beat up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in all the influencers, they actually started off liking and loving the product.
Right.
So Kivo, big up Kivo, big
I
up
saw
Danny Lovelace, all
Kivo
them men.
today actually. Big up
Yeah.
Kivo.
He just- they just-
Kivo next. He
Yeah,
coming.
they just really love the product. So the next thing, most times when people love your stuff too, they don't want anything else but your success.
They just feel, and it just want the stuff as well.
And and the stuff. So they want your success and they want your stuff. So working with influencers was fun for us. But one note I will drop to folks,
Yeah.
Especially when you have a small business, it's better to be very surgical with who you hand your business to. And I made air quotes for the persons who are listening. Because you may have an influencer who has 100,000 followers, but they are talking about their party.
Horning Red Girl and Service.
Horning, yeah.
The Trinity that's getting views fast.
Yeah, right? And you want to put on your product that deals with handmade soaps. Not
Yeah.
because they have 100,000 followers mean they're the right followers
Of
for
course,
your
yeah.
brand. So we found most of the success with people who have like 2,000 followers, 1,000 followers. Those niche influencers who speak to your brand. So be very surgical with that because some of these influencers, I don't mean these in a derogatory way, but just in general, need to also give you value.
Value, correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yes, you're posting it, but you're still trying to track that in sales, in views, in likes. How do you create that, the KPI and that exchange? So when you give them either your product or your money, you could then say, yes, this goal was accomplished because I got 5 followers on my account or I got $5 worth of sales, etc. So always just, once again, figure out what that is. Because just posting your image on Instagram doesn't naturally equate to a sale.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to the international shipping.
The
boy.
international
Hold on. Let me get something. Where are you moving on to?
The international series.
Yes, sir. So, y'all, I see that y'all ship internationally.
Yeah.
First question. Give me that process. Somebody makes an order from an international customer, make an order. Where do they make the order? And then website, excellent. And then when they place that order, how do you all get it to them?
The Africa story.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, one time. Somebody order from Africa. Okay?
Yeah, we actually sent Rheem to Africa, yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely actually. Actually, when we first got the message, we were like, "Is this for real?"
Yeah, is this
No, because I can't get wrong. We've all seen the documentary with some of these scams. Yeah, I get you. Next thing they say, we want to order your product, and just send me your credit card number. Okay. Yeah.
And then we reached out, we vetted, and yeah, it was actually legit. He's actually a Trinity as well, but he lives abroad.
Okay.
And we used DHL. DHL is amazing, great service. Really enjoyed them a lot. They come like right to your door, which is great. It's door-to-door service.
So they come to y'all.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have always thought that you had to go to them
No.
in El Secret or whatever.
We thought so too,
Yeah.
but you could actually, once you have a business account as well, you could apply and they basically give you these services where they'll come to your door and you could share the process a little bit with us. Basically, it's online.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
right. So and you're signing up for DHL. Sorry to backtrack because this is fantastic.
Yeah.
What kind of I guess documents or what legitimizes or gives you the opportunity to sign up on a business account? You just need like a
Well, a business.
Yeah,
no, business of course, but I mean like you had to show them your registration certificate and stuff like that. Or you just
Yes,
come
yeah.
and say I have a
Nah,
business.
you had to prove it. You had
like
to prove it.
articles of incorporation.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is
secretarial,
there is there like a fee attached? Or obviously it's not free, but is there like any additional like business subscription or something like that, or is it per like only when you use the service?
Yeah, no like monthly fee or anything like that. It's
Okay.
just per order, and they
Excellent.
obviously have their margins and what they ever figure out for them.
Yeah.
But no monthly fee, which is great. So you kind of pay as you go.
Right. Awesome. Well, yeah. Back to the Africa thing. So
Yeah.
right. So, is that worth it? When I say worth it, I mean, do you all, add a little extra? I mean, you all make people pay for shipping, or is it some extra? Does it balance, or how does it balance out when you're shipping internationally? Because I imagine that is not as straightforward as selling to somebody here.
Yeah.
Well, it's like using Amazon. You decide what you want to buy, and then they will calculate what the shipping is, and then as the purchaser, you just be like, all right, cool, this is what the shipping is, and you could either decide you want a bundle of something to make the shipping feel more valuable. For example, if you're buying something for $4 and the shipping is 10, then you might want to add something else. So the quantity of what you're buying is $10 and the shipping is 10. So it was actually straightforward. It was kind of like Amazon, because on the website you decide, and then they'll tell you based on where you are, okay, the shipping to get to Africa is going to cost X.
Also, does the customer immediately see that
Yes.
cost from the website?
Yeah.
That's excellent. So, all right, so they absorb the shipping then.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So and what we would
That
do,
really is straightforward.
we would make recommendations. So sometimes you might say, if you add this or add that, it could have more value. And it's, that's great. Add that in too. Yeah.
So the ordering is an automated process, or do you all see the order and then start a correspondence with the client?
Well, we have two styles. We do one through the website because we have international clients as well, which
Right.
we've done from Rheem Granola side, but we also work with Planted Seeds as well, and they also do international and local. So people can go directly to the Planted Seed website, and essentially it's like
They can order it there
automatic.
too.
Yeah,
and
automatic.
that section, that part is automatic. But if they
Yeah.
come through Rheem directly, it's more
Yeah.
manual between you and the customer.
Correct. And the thing with us, again with testing, it was really important for us to not just scale wild. We really wanted to learn, okay, Trinidad, wow, we're getting so much love from Trinidad and Tobago. That's amazing. I wonder if the international market likes this. It was always us really trying to figure out, do people really like this? And when we started to Africa and LA and people ordering in California and New York and Canada and all of that, it was more of a test for us.
Right.
Because you don't want to spread too fast. You have to be able to recognize
Keep up
where
with
you
the
are.
demand and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
keep up with your quality. Because a lot of people running down the coins and the bag, and then your granola started to taste like cardboard, right? And you fail. So for us, it wasn't just about global domination right away. It was more of, oh wow, this is people are validating the product outside.
Strategic expansion.
We'll come
Strategic
back.
scaling.
We're coming back just now. Yeah.
Right. Excellent. All right. So we coming into the tail end of the conversation. It's been a great.
Thank you so
It's
much.
been an excellent conversation so
Take
far.
something, take
I know. Hey, bless, because I could have come in this interview and just say, well, so what's in the future for Rheem Granola and what inspired
You
all
coulda,
that?
you coulda, yeah.
So yeah. Now I told Stephen I make sure and I do my refresher. You know, someone saying so. So before I go, I feel like I don't want no just in mind, I don't want no sponsors for this podcast yet. So you never know.
I reach out to you already about Quick Outs. Quick Outs, nothing, boy.
You know, the person whose video I stitched, she's also going to be a guest. So I'll make sure Rheem is actually a dietitian. So
Yeah.
I need to make sure I have a pack here.
Right
So
here.
that when she come and taste it, it's like, nah, I can endorse this.
Yeah.
Good. So for sure.
Inside.
All right. So coming to the tail end, people would have come to know you all through film. We addressed that earlier, where people want to know if you quit film, etc., etc. Now, the interview today was about Rheem Granola. I think you all could come back and talk about film as well, but today's Rheem, right? But I have a few friends who would have not sidetracked, who would have just kind of given their passions, I suppose, a bit of a pause and move on to something else. In this case, has Rheem taken your focus totally away from film, or is this something you're using to just, rebuild and stabilize yourselves, and then, all right, we're coming back to this? what are your thoughts on, the whole creative industry right now? Because you all are in food and stuff now, which is a whole pivot, right? An excellent pivot, by the way. But right now, what are your feelings about where you started and what you do now? And hate to ask you typical question, but do you see yourself returning?
We never left.
Excellent. Let them know. Let them know.
We never left.
We never left. Tell them.
We have some huge projects right now that's coming soon.
Yeah. Because I saw that you did some I guess I don't want to call it a pickup, but it was a sort of like almost an auxiliary or a proxy to some other company who you kind of picked up and helped them do a documentary down here. So excellent. You never left. So let them know, because what are they gonna tell you quit?
So for me, so we do a number of things with our production company. We would have worked with you as well, Jamil.
Absolutely.
Right, big up yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So for film is always there. But what I'll say this, and this is not tooting horn or anything like that. One of the best advice is when I had this opportunity to meet Will Smith. Big up, serious talk. He was at the table and he's talking about business and how he's able to do all these things. And he said, well, first and foremost, thank you so much for the accolades and whatnot as an actor, but I'm really a businessman, an entrepreneur, and acting is one of my businesses. So I was like, wow, that intense. Most times we feel like when I was doing special effects that I am a special effects makeup artist or I could only be a director. No, you could be a number of things.
Yes.
So that mindset really helped me to understand that, you can have a product and you can be a filmmaker and a producer. Some of your favorite celebrities do it all the time. Rihanna is a billionaire not because she was just
music,
singing,
not because music,
cosmetics and all of that.
It's all those things.
So for us, I've always enjoyed that excitement and the challenge. But film never stopped. Film actually got a lot intense because we did a couple documentaries that were televised. We started doing fixing with international productions. We have another feature documentary on the way. But it's still happening. As you know, with film, there's a lot of prep work. Right. So while we're doing that prep, Rheem could get that love on the forwards and so on. But when film is we're ready to promote and market, that's going to come to the forefront. But it's essentially just like understanding how to balance both enterprises effectively, and time management is a big deal.
So let them know it's not a matter of quitting.
No.
It's a shifting of focus at the moment.
Correct.
Excellent.
Correct.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank you all for coming. You see, this was an excellent conversation. Very succinct, to the point. Is there anything y'all would like to add that probably we didn't touch on because y'all have a book coming out?
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
Yes.
There's a book coming out. So
we could come here and release
launch
it.
Yo, what's the name of the book?
We have a working title. But we didn't drop it yet.
Okay. Let me drop it. Yeah. Working title. Excellent. So anything that I mean, my questions were really focused on the business. But is there anything that I might have missed that y'all want to add? Now is the time.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go first, Rheem?
Well, I mean, in regards to the book, it's just, there was a lot of, figuring out how to do this with granola and just this industry. A lot of going back and forth, a lot of question marks. Where do I get, a free sale license? Where do you get all of these things that you need in order to have your product on a shelf? So what we ended up doing was putting it in a book and kind of giving you like a roadmap.
A blueprint.
It's a blueprint.
It's a blueprint, which is why when you told us about this podcast, it was in alignment with who we are and what we want to do. We realized that this space isn't populated with a lot of folks, who just could come up with an idea. So we've now aggregated all that information, and just like how we telling it freely and plugging our friends and, making sure as an ecosystem that we're not afraid to endorse your brethren, and send business their way and create that ecosystem. The book goes into a lot of the details. We talk about what we did, the strategies, who we would have worked with, how we would have gone through the process.
Bro, that is so important. That whole plug in somebody you work with. I don't understand
people are
why.
Afraid of that.
I don't understand why people doesn't understand that actually helps.
It does.
The people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I eventually want to go into clothing to a degree, right? The J Revolution brand stands with me. Anybody who follows me know that I am a professional troublemaker who causes people to think through these sketches. It's all jokes, but if you really sit down and pay attention, it's like, bro.
Yeah.
So that brand aligns with that. But every time I ask someone, what's the process? What's your process to get, interesting clothing, like a crop top or a sleeveless hoodie, is like it's dead silence.
Yeah, people are afraid of that.
And I don't understand, and but that is the point of this podcast. This podcast is the informative podcast. It wasn't sensitive before. I was a little angry back then. I wanted people to talk shit. I wanted people to come and just talk, but it's informative, and this podcast has been informative. You talk about licensing. I don't know everything about food, so there are definitely questions that I would have missed. So I'm glad that the book goes into that. But you all definitely plug some ideas in my head.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So yeah, Rheem, Stephen, if you have anybody to plug, anybody to thank, now's the time.
We want to thank our parents. We want to thank the
family.
family who came and packed bags with us. We want to thank all the mentors who just gave up their expertise and time. Even lawyers came forward and was like helping us with contracts, and so many people really helped us. And the only way you could get that help is if you're humble enough to just say, I don't know. You don't have to know everything at once. We've never been in the kitchen before. But if you could acknowledge you don't know, there's a humility that comes with it, and just realize you don't know, and now we do, and we're able to put that in a book and pave the way. Well, not pave the way, but create like a little stepping stone for folks. So I just want to thank our close family and friends who really, really help, and all those mentors, all those consultants and people who really just don't even want to be mentioned. The reason why I'm not mentioning them, because some of them, don't want to be mentioned, don't want the accolades, to just really are passionate about it. And of course, I want to thank the beautiful, the wonderful Rheem Gourmet Granola.
Family.
Fam. Stephen, would you say that your health, because of eating, starting your diet off with proper granola, you think you're good now? Your cholesterol is under control?
Yeah, because I don't want to see her crying thing in the car. And then of course the health coach did really help. I started really back at the park, and
I doing that these
doubles
days.
was the thing for
and
me.
You gotta work out and working out.
Yeah, you have to work out too. Of course,
Absolutely.
You can't just eat Rheem and expect, But yeah, really now become more conscious of it and realize that vegan stuff or healthy stuff, could taste
It
good.
really does change. All right, let's plug it. Where do we find y'all? Social media first. Let's go.
Well, Rheem_granola, and then the website is www.rheemgranola.com. Massey, True Value,
Right.
Extra Foods,
Price Club.
Yeah,
Simple Choice.
Simple Choice and Casket for sure. Big up Simple Choice.
Simple Choice was the first place we got to.
Yeah.
And also planting seeds online.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just Instagram.
GTA, yeah.
It's GTA or JTA?
JTA. And we just got 3 new stores too.
That's a video game. That's GTA. Big up JTA.
JTA.
It's JTA. It didn't mean GTA.
See when Rheem coming out, he can't just like.
What Rheem doing? I know what to say.
So and we hope to grow. Like we just got 3 new Massey's. We're in St. Augustine, we're in St. Anne's as well, and Alice Glen. So it's just growing strength to strength. And we had to thank everybody who purchased our Rheem granola and supported us and stuff. The Rheem family, thank you so much because of this. We're here today sharing with you guys.
Right.
And
So
thank you, Jay.
Thanks,
and thank y'all, because again, y'all going up to human, all right?
Yeah.
Told y'all this is the grind in real time. So I want to thank Stephen and Rheem Taylor, creative entrepreneurs, and that's the title from now on. Because it's a bunch of you have an umbrella of abilities. I have an umbrella of talent. So this is the couple creative entrepreneurs. Real power couple business, right? I want to thank them for coming on to the informative podcast series and actually sharing information. I believe sharing information is what will truly enlighten our society, and not just sensationalism. We're looking at substance. So thank you all for tuning in or watching the informative podcast series. Don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and the video version is on YouTube. Follow us on yeah. Of course, all my social media plugs will be on the screen. I ain't gonna call out all, but thank you all for tuning in. I am J Revolution, and we are out. Sound effects, everything. Thanks for tuning in.